Kindly introduce yourself.
Sir, my name is Laijing Leikhulshim Maring, and I'm from Funal Maring, which comes under Kangkupi district. Sir, I have done most of my schooling from Irulbung Government School, and I've passed my matriculation from St. George Wangkai. I have done my higher secondary from Shanghai Higher Secondary, Mantripukri Chumbraithong, in science stream. And sir, I have done my graduation from Ramjas College in Physics Honours, University of Delhi, in Physics Honours. University of Delhi in Physics Honours. And sir, right after that, I started my preparation for civil service examination. And during my preparation, sir, I did my master from IGNOU University in Master in History. Sir, and luckily, sir, I qualified in UGC JRF also. And in 2018, sir, I got selected in Assistant Commandant in ITBP, which is conducted by Union Public Service Commission. Sir, after serving there for almost 2 years, now, sir, I resigned from that service and I have joined Sports Authority of India as an assistant director. Now, recently promoted as a deputy director in Sports Authority of India, presently posted in RC Imphal, Regional Center Imphal. Sir, I love watching inspirational movies. Sir, I'm a hardworking and honest person. So that's all about me.
So you are a seasoned candidate for interviews because you have faced the CPU assistant commandant. Then you must have faced an interview for the assistant director also in SAI. What is your job profile at present in SAI Regional Center?
Sir, I joined in SAI as an assistant director in 2022. There I was more of Khelo India nodal officers, which is looking after 3 states, Manipur, Nagaland, Mizoram. And only recently I got promoted in deputy director. Now my role has become more of monitoring and more of the overall management of the schemes of SAI. Now more of the administrative monitoring system, which is very important. The scheme called National Center of Excellence, NCE scheme, and the STC, SAI Training Center. These 2 schemes are overlooked by me now. So more of the management and administrative monitoring.
So there is a belief in SAI after the restructuring that the focuses of those recruited as coaches are more on their academic achievement rather than their coaching ability. There is an allegation because many of the coaches are very qualified in terms of academic aspect. But when they actually comes to the coaching side, they are not that good. That is a general allegations which is being thrown against SAI. So what is your comment on it?
Sir, people might have commented based on some resources, if they have commented on some factual objectivity with rational verification of data. Sir, we would accept as an organization. At the same time, sir, the selection process of the SAI coaches goes under 2 stages. One is written and second is practical also. This is one selection criteria. Another one is, sir, we are having diploma and degree courses, which is conducted in National Institute of Sports in Patiala and in Kerala also, sir. So we have almost 2 centers which is looking after giving degree. So, sir, I believe that the claim of some citizens, I think we should look into that in a very objective, not subjective way, sir.
I will come to some of the current problems India and Manipur is now facing. You must have heard about the Litan incident where the Tangkhul and the Wi-Fi fought. Even though people say the Naga versus the Kuki, basically it is in Litan it is the Vaite, which are a sub-clan of the Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi, if you look into, they are settled mostly around the Central Valley. On your side also, near Andhro, there are Wi-Fi villages, and everywhere, north, south, east, west. So when you are neighbors, the conflict is bound to arise. When the problem started, when some few drunkards attacked a Tangkhul teacher, he was injured. Then later on, it turned into a communal violence between two ethnic groups. But Litan has a history of tension between Sikibung and Sarikhom. And recently, the court have passed an order in favor of Sikibung village. So the tension is much more. After the communal violence started, then DC imposed 144, then curfew, flag march of the army and Assam Rifle was carried out. But by that time, arson have started. If you are a DM, would you have followed the process done by the district magistrate of Ukhrul, or followed, and you give me the reason why what he have done is perfectly correct. That is the only option available to him. Or would you have made some changes so that now it is on hindsight, but would you have taken a slightly different approach so that the violence is controlled very early?
Sir, two aspects are very important in this aspect. Number one, sir, the tagging of one community or any particular community whenever any incident happens, especially in the states like Manipur where many communities are residing together as one family, as a one state family. So tagging of one community in any incident, I think this should be minimized, and at the same time we should be we should check this kind of media spreading of this kind of ethnic tagging in any kind of incidents. This is one aspect as a DM I would try to do by using all stakeholders and all resources that I have. Second thing, sir, the response of the DM I think was a bit delay. I think not delay, I would say, I think he, as a DM, I should have taken in a quicker way, sir, in a bit faster way, so that any escalation of the incidents might have been saved. Second things, like these are the two aspects that I want to put up. So for future, this kind of incidents also, as a DM, I would be inviting all these stakeholders, especially as you have mentioned that Itan being a very sensitive region, as a DM, I should be well aware of the problems which is existing now. Like communities are having their own justification. So as a DM, I would invite them, all the CEOs, leaders, students organization, women organization, I would invite them and we'll talk it out through dialogue, not by escalating the incident. So these are three things that I would take up as a DM, sir.
Marings are identified by Professor Gaume as culturally cookies, but politically Nagas. Maring, not only Maring, but many other communities. Do you subscribe to that view, or whether you are pure and simple Nagas?
Okay, sir, so many authors have written regarding this, for especially some tribes like Sothe, Aimol, Maring, and Kom. So, but sir, I believe in the history, when I go through some of the historical accounts, I believe that the cultural linkages also, I think we are under not headhunters as a Naga, like the one distinctive feature of Naga is headhunter. But as a Maring, I find that we Marings have never did this headhunter. But by not similar with the Naga, I think acceptance of and the term called all cookie, I think that will be also wrong. So research should be done properly, thoroughly, and the state mechanism should have proper mechanism where to find any authors is giving their own research paper which can divide more of the uniting them. So this kind of research, I think we should take as a state mechanism. Second thing, sir, politically as a Naga, sir, that as a struggle from the Naga club formation itself, we Marines participated from 1940s, if I am not wrong. From there onwards, we slowly participated in the movement. So in that sense, I would agree that politically we are Nagas, but culturally, if we are not Naga, that doesn't mean that we belong to Kuki. So this is what I believe.
Very interesting answer and very diplomatic also. Cookies are also headhunters. If you go through Shakespeare's account, all the British account, they are also headhunters. So it is not necessarily some of the Nagas are headhunters while the Cookies are not. Cookies also have a tradition, and they are the ones who keep slaves. That is reported in various ethnographic studies done by the British colonial officers. Now there is a tension between the Nagas and the Cookies in different parts. What if you are an administrator, what will you do to ensure that this doesn't rear its head and try to minimize the conflict?
Sir, I believe, sir, all the communities living in Manipur should embrace the beauty of coexistence. Since time immemorial, if we read all the historical accounts, we as a Manipuri, we always enjoy the beauties of this diversity through Mera Hauchomba per se. So like that, sir, the first step should be the embracing the diversity of these communities, our communities, which we have cultural linkages, socially and economically linked. Second thing, sir, if we need the awareness to be given to all communities. For example, sir, in cultural university also, inclusion of some of the tribal dances, some of the tribal cultures, so that other communities also can have the opportunity to learn and to appreciate the beauty of other communities as well. Even though we belong to different communities, the values, Manipuri etiquettes are same, I believe, sir. As I'm growing up in the plain Manipur Valley area, sir, I understand that the values are always same. Always same. It is just the interpretation, it is just the culturally, political leaders are interpreting in a different way. This is what I believe. The third thing is, sir, if we need the amendment or updation in the syllabus of Manipuri boards, class 10, class 12, which the government is doing on properly, but we need to, there's a scope for improvement more on the inclusion of chapters of different communities. And most importantly, we should appreciate the culture of festival. Manipur is always been known for this kind of diverse festival. The festival of Mera Hauchomba should be celebrated in large scale, not only in Imphal Valley, it should be celebrated across the hill district also.
Mera Hauchomba doesn't invite the so-called Khaki House. The Chins were never invited. It is only the indigenous tribes that were invited earlier also, even now also. Do you think that this expansion will help in reducing the tension? Well, Paiti were not invited, Wi-Fi were not invited, Cookies were not invited, the Kukians were not invited, but all the others which are now included in the omnibus head of Naga are part. Even the Koms were invited, Aimol were invited, Aimol also came much later. They were invited, Anas were there, all others are there. But what is known as the Khaki Hau, Khaki Hau means those who have migrated from Myanmar. They were never invited. Even now also is not invited. So do you think that Mera Hauchomba, a festival for unity in diversity, whether it should be expanded to include such communities which are all?
Sir, as an aspirant for public servant, sir, I believe that proper, thorough understanding of historical accounts should be done, number one. So number two, by not including other communities, if we have some problems are being created, I think it's a high time to include some of the communities also. Third point, sir, by including other communities, but as a state mechanism, as a state government, we should not allow any illegal migrants. But the most important thing is the historical accounts should be perfectly, thoroughly justified.
Your Laijing Maring's war dance is now very popular. Chandramani was instrumental in bringing it out to the larger audience. Now it has traveled to Delhi and all, and it has now become a part of the ensemble of Manipur. In the Manipur University of Culture, tribal culture aspect is being taught. In Jawaharlal Nehru Manipur Dance Academy, Kom dance, Kabui dance, and Mao dance are incorporated in the syllabus. As you mentioned that in our school syllabus, we should include more about the different communities. I was in the syllabus committee for some time, so I suggested that the Tangkhul Simri Sang and Maitonfi, which is like our Khamba and Thoibi, should be incorporated. But it was shot down by the government, and I was thrown out from the committee. Myself, the Lancha, and Dhanavir Laisham, we three as a group proposed this, and it was incorporated in our recommendation. Though many of the members were not very comfortable. So we say that if you don't understand the other community, then why would the other community want to understand you? So it has to be an exchange of ideas. I married a Tangkhul girl. I am posted in Ukhrul, and I know much more about the Tangkhul than many of the Tangkhuls also. How the name came into being. You ask any Tangkhul now, what are the names of the old gods and goddesses? I am 100% confident that anybody below the age of 30 will be able to recollect even the name of a single god, the traditional god. Because they are all followers of Christianity, and Abrahamic religion doesn't allow any other idols to be worshipped.
Well, Mr. What is his name? I'm just looking at you. Moshilfa, right? Moshilfa. Laijing. Laijing, yes. Laijing, you're coming across as a very mature candidate. Obviously, you have a long experience of having served in ITBP and now currently working in the Sports Authority of India. And you're also holding a relatively senior position in SAI. Anyway, so my question is quick. The chair has already spent a lot of time on cultural issues. But let me come onto a topic which is of national interest, but also an issue which is centered around the Northeast and specifically Manipur. Both the Look East and the Act East policy. Now, please start with how the Look East policy was conceived in the early 1990s, and later on, around 2014, how this turned into Act East. And what was the one reason why, from the initial Look East policy, it turned into an Act East policy, and the one project of Act East policy that is of relevant for us, and your sense of satisfaction in the progress of the implementation of this project. Is it too long?
I'll try my best. Sir, first of all, the first part of the question regarding the Look East policy, the concept was given by Narasimha Rao during the period of LPG period, where India focused more on the opening of our economy. When economy is opening up, India wants to open in all directions, maritime, land, in every direction. So that was the more basic concept where how the concept of Look East policy was conceptualized. And after that, in 2014, the present government, under the idea of the Honorable Prime Minister, we as a nation, we incorporated the trade policy with the strategic existence of India in the Indian Ocean and the Indo-Pacific Ocean, Indo-Pacific region. So earlier, the Look East policy was more of the trade concept, but in the Act East policy, it's more about trade and the strategic importance of India in the region, in the Southeast Asia and in the Indo-Pacific region. So, and the third part of the question, sir, Indo-Myanmar, Thailand, the so-called tri-nation interlinkage between India, Myanmar, and Thailand, where Manipur is the main hub. So this is one big project which is coming up. And regarding the fourth part of the question, sir, whether I'm satisfied with the progress of the Act East policy, sir, I believe because of the ethnic violence, I think 400 kilometers border of Manipur, and which borders around 6 districts of the Manipur district also, which are very sensitive, and at the same time tribal related area where land are very sensitive and very emotionally connected. And because of the ethnic clash, I believe that there are some projects which are not moving forward. And the reason, the fact that we should remember that, sir, China and Thailand, they are doing more than 80% of the border trade with Myanmar, whereas India is doing only less than even 1%, 0.8 to be precise, 0.8 percentage of the border trade. So in that sense, I believe that the progress of the Act East policy should have acted more effectively. But at the same time, we have learned so many things, sir. So many things from this conflict. At the same time, what are the challenges for the future retrospection, for future rectification, for more effective implementation of the policy? There are some benefits. At the same time, what are the challenges? So in the next few years, I think all these challenges would be foreseen. What are the challenges that we are facing right now will be implemented, will be rectified.
Hopefully. We can add one word, hopefully. But you made some very comprehensive response. From trade, from the earlier Look East policy, when trade was actually added along with culture. Okay, so you heard the famous word called culture, communication and connectivity. Commerce, culture and connectivity. So that triple C. That was how Sushma Swaraj defined the Look East policy. But then sometime around 2000, something changed. Okay, the entry of China into the World Trade Organization. So that was the beginning of how China started expanding its infrastructural and other projects because it became a manufacturing hub. So I think your answer is already comprehensive. I'm only adding a little bit of masala into it so that it improves. Otherwise, my best wishes. I'm very sorry because I have to leave for something very important. I wish you the very best. Thank you very much.